Welcome. My name is Chris. I'm so excited to bring you a different kind of yoga practice today. Our typical flow on this channel involves a vinyasa flow, which involves using your lower body or upper body, a lot of arms, a lot of wrists, a lot of hands. Well, today we're going to take our upper body out of the equation and allow our lower body to shine in a Lokma, no hands vinyasa flow. To get started, let's just find a comfortable seat. Allow your hands to just relax down wherever they feel good. If sitting cross-legged doesn't feel good for you, always the option to bring feet sole to sole. Always the option to extend legs out in front of you. Remembering always this is your practice and you do what feels good in your body. Let's allow our shoulders to come up, down, and back. Root down through your sitting bones. Spine is long. Eyes can shut down if that feels good for you. If not, just allow your gaze to soften to a point somewhere in front of you. And it's here that we invite breath in and empty completely. Breathing full in through your nose and fully out through your nose. Allow the rest of the world to begin to slip away. Become fully present here on your mat. Find a few more breaths. Consider what you need from this practice. And when you're ready, your eyes softly blink open or your gaze comes back into focus. We often talk about movement in our spine in yoga, and the reason why yoga is so good for you, amongst lots of reasons, is the movement of our spine. We move our spine in all 6 directions by folding, by taking back bends, by twisting to the right and twisting to the left, and moving laterally to the right and laterally to the left. Helps keep our spine strong and supple, which is really the fountain of youth. So today, like every yoga practice, we'll continue to focus on that, but as I mentioned before, just without your hands. Let's inhale hands up and overhead. Allow them to meet and drop down to heart center. One more time, filling up and emptying. This time, inhale hands up and overhead, and then allow them to drop to shoulder height. We'll start with a gentle twist. Move your heart over to the right side of your space. Allow your right hand to fall behind you. Your left hand can fall in front of you. Or if you'd like to increase the twist, you can bring your left hand gently to the outside of your right knee. Spine is long. Both sitting bones are evenly pressed down into the earth. Your gaze is to the right, or potentially your gaze is over your right shoulder behind you. As always, we're breathing deeply in and emptying, filling up, and letting it go. One more quality breath here. Next inhale brings you back to center. Hands travel up and overhead one more time. As you exhale, they come down to a T. This time your heart rotates to the left. Left hand comes behind you. Right hand finds your place in front of you or on the outside of your left knee. And again, length through your spine, hips evenly planted down into the earth. Gaze to your left or over your left shoulder behind you. One more breath here. Next inhale brings you back to center. Hands come up and overhead. And what we're going to do is gently begin to hinge forward. Wherever your legs are, doesn't matter. Just allow yourself to hinge. Finding the appropriate depth here of where you sink, where you feel challenge, but not pain or discomfort. Two more breaths here. Keeping both sitting bones rooted evenly down into the earth, begin to walk your hands to the right side. Go as deep as feels comfortable for you. And then from here, we'll move into that lateral movement. Right now, your right elbow is likely bent. Opportunity to keep it as it is. Opportunity to set it down onto the mat, or if it feels better to straighten it a little bit, we're going to bring our left arm up and overhead. Big stretch through your left side body. Two more breaths. Inhale, hands come up and overhead. They meet and come down to heart center. Allow your hands to release by your side so you can gently switch legs if you're sitting cross-legged. If your feet are sole to stole, stay as you are. If your legs are extended, you can stay as you are. But we want to, if we're sitting in easy pose, switch to the other side so that your other calf is in front. Breathe in, inhale, hands overhead. Exhale once more. We hinge forward. Hands come down to the earth wherever is most comfortable for you. Maybe forearms come down. Maybe you're more upright. You get to decide what feels right in your body. We'll find a few breaths here before we move to the side. Last breath. And then once again, keeping both sitting bones evenly down into the earth and onto your mat. Begin to walk your hands over to your left side as much as feels good, getting a nice side stretch through your right side body. Now, keeping your arm exactly as it is, or bending a little more to place your forearm on the earth, or straightening up a little bit, your decision. Gently begin to bring your right hand up and overhead for a lateral stretch. We'll find a few breaths here. Fill all the way up. Empty all the way out. Allow your next inhale to bring you back up to seated. Hands come up and overhead. They meet and come down to heart center. Fullest breath in and fullest breath out. We're going to transition our way to standing. So I promise no weight bearing through our hands. So we might have to be a little creative about how we get there. One opportunity, though, is just to use your hands to support you as you roll through your knees. Come onto all fours. Draw your feet underneath you and come to standing. You decide what works best for you. Finding Tadasana. Root down through all four corners of both feet. Gently pull your pelvis and your lower ribs together. Tailbone slightly tucks. Skin to muscle to bone. Shoulders come up, down, and back. And here we feel powerful and we feel strong. Breathe all the way in. And breathe all the way out. One more. So today, we'll move through a series of handless vinyasa flows that will feature your lower body very heavily. So let's get ready. Breathe your hands in and up and overhead. Exhale, release down to the forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. There's a flat back here. Gaze is down, tailbone tracks behind you, crowning your head in front of you. Exhale, release, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, rise. Exhale, fold. Inhale, find your half lift. Soften down through your forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sink down, weights in your heels, heart is lifted, hips are low. Breathe in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise, hands meet. Exhale, hands to heart center. We move again. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise, sink into chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Hands meet. So that will be our vinyasa flow today. We'll add on each time we move through to a culminating flow where we bring it all together. Let's get ready to move. Inhale your hands up and overhead. Exhale, release to the forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink down, chair pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Now bring your hands down to your right thigh to assist you in supporting, and we're going to take a big step back with our left foot to come into high crescent lunge. Now, if you need to work your way into that, or if you need to step back a little bit and then move your front foot forward, you decide your level of challenge to get into that nice, large, deep bending pose. Knee is over your ankle. Back heels are up over your toes, and when you're ready, if you want to bring your hands from your thighs up and overhead, breathe in and sink. Breathe in and sink. You've got one more. Now, move your gaze forward if it's not already. Reach to the front of your mat. Big step forward, chair pose. Release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Hands meet. Settle down to heart center. What goes right must goes left. So here we go. Inhale your hands up and overhead. Exhale, release down to the forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Upward facing mountain. Sink. Here we are in chair pose again. Check your form as your weight in your heels. Can you see your toes if you look down? And then again, we're going to step back this time with our right foot. So hands come to support you on your left thigh. Big step back. High crescent lunge. Wobbles are normal. Just bounce into it. Check in. Find your way. Option to keep your hands here, or option to lift your hands up and overhead. Breathe in and sink. Breathe in and sink. You've got one more. Lower your hands to shoulder height. Move your gaze out long and in front of you. Big step. Chair pose. Forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands find heart center. Breathe all the way in. And breathe all the way out. One more. Now we add on. Here we go. Hands come up and overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, sink down to chair pose. Take that moment to get set. Opportunity to support your right thigh to step back, or if you'd like more challenge, keep your hands extended. Big step back. High crescent lunge. Breathe in and sink. Breathe in and sink. One more. Bring your right hand down to your right thigh to help support you. We'll exalt our warrior. Left hand comes up and back. Lift through your heart. Fill up and empty. One more. Come back up to standing. Both hands extend out in front of you. Big gaze forward. Step. Chair pose. Release. Forward fold. Inhale. Half lift. Soften. Forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Fill all the way up. And empty all the way out. One more. Hands come up and overhead. Hinge from your hip creases. Release. Forward fold. Fill up as you find that half lift. Exhale as you soften back into forward fold. Inhale, rise. And chair, are you feeling it? You might be feeling it. Lots of chairs here. And again, remember that option to support yourself on your left thigh, or if you're feeling crazy, keep your hands extended out behind you, or in front of you, excuse me. Step your right foot behind you. Crescent lunge. Breathe in and sink. Breathe in and sink. Let's exalt this crescent lunge. Bring your left hand to rest on your left thigh. Lift your heart. Right hand comes up and back. Gaze is up. One more breath. Gently release back to standing upright. Reach your hands out in front of you. Gaze in front of you. Big step. Chair pose. Fill up and sink. One more. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Find the half lift. Soften forward fold. Inhale, rise. Hands meet heart center. Deep centering breath, fill up and empty. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, extended mountain. Sink. Chair pose. We add on yet again. So again, option to support yourself. Either way, big step back with your left foot. Right foot is forward. Bring that right hand down, or if you'd like to place the back of your palm in your lower back, that's another option. Exalt your warrior. Come back up to standing. Bring your left hand back up and your right hand back up overhead. Now, begin to twist to the right. Drop your right arm behind you. Left hand stays in front of you. Twisting. Reach to both directions. Gaze to the right or maybe over your right shoulder behind you. Fill up and sink. One more. Now, bring that right arm back up and around. Come back up to high crescent lunge. Can lower your hands to shoulder height if that assists you. Gaze out in front of you. Chair pose. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Inhale, find that half lift. Soften, release down to the forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands through heart center. 2 breaths here. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. Soften again through that forward fold. Inhale, rise. Sink, chair pose. This time, support yourself on your left thigh or keep your hands overhead. Big step back, right foot. We exalt that warrior. Left hand comes to left thigh, or again, opportunity to bring that back of your palm to your lower back. Heart lifts. Inhale, back up. Both hands reach up and overhead. Allow that left hand to circle behind you. Right hand stays in front of you. Twist open to the left. Gaze to your left or maybe over your left shoulder behind you. One more breath. Bring that left arm down, up and around, back up to high crescent lunge. Lower your hands to shoulder height. Gaze through your fingertips. Big step forward, chair pose. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, heart center. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, find your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hinging through your hip creases, forward fold. Inhale, rise. And guess what? Chair pose, sink down again. Breathe in. and sink. Big step back, left foot. Find your high crescent lunge. Right hand comes down to your thigh or behind you. Left arm lifts, exalted. Inhale, back up. We twist to the right. One more breath. Here's where we add on. Hands find heart center. Left elbow comes outside that right knee. Now, we talked about this being no hands. Certainly, if it works for you, the option to bring your left hand down to the mat to support you, if you would like, and always the option to drop that left knee. Breathe in and twist open. Breathe in. Twist open. Core strength brings you back up to standing. Guess what? Chair pose. Release. Forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Breathe all the way in. And breathe all the way out. One more here. And empty. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Inhale, you've got the half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Chair pose. Crescent lunge on the left side, so big step back, right foot. Get yourself set up. Get ready to exalt that warrior. Heart lifts. Traveling forward again, right arm comes to the front, left arm to the back, twisting open, twisted high crescent lunge. And then adding on, bring your hands to heart center, hinge forward gently, hook that right elbow outside your left knee. Breathe in and twist open. Breathe in, twist open. Taking your time, core strength brings you back up to standing. Wobbles again, totally normal here. Big gaze forward, step forward, chair pose. Release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Soften once again, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Breathe all the way in. Breathe all the way out. One more. All right, friends, this is our last time through. This time we add the balancing component. Get ready. Here we go. Hands up and overhead. Exhale, release. Forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, chair pose. Get ready for high crescent lunge on the right. Big step back, left foot. Hands come up and overhead. Allow that right hand to connect with your right thigh or your lower back. Left hand lifts. Exalted warrior. Inhale, back up through standing. Right hand circles up and overhead. We come to twisted high crescent lunge. Breathe and reach through both hands. When you're ready, hands find heart center. Gently twist open. Left elbow outside right knee. Breathe in. All right, here comes the balance challenge. Come back up to standing. Send your hands out in front of you. Look way beyond your fingertips. Begin to load into that front right foot and thigh. See if you can lift your left toes up off the earth, warrior 3. If you're like me and you need to touch down, no big deal. Just touch down. Get right back into it. One more breath. All right, come back, landing in high crescent lunge. Big challenge. Breathe in and sink. Hands release out in front of you. Step forward. Chair pose. Release. Forward fold. Inhale. Half lift. Soften down through the forward fold. Inhale. Rise. Exhale. Hands find heart center. Breathe all the way in. And breathe all the way out. Fill up. And empty. All right, get fired up. Last side, last challenge. Here we go. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, find your half lift. Soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Sink down to chair. Breathe in and sink. When you're ready, big step foot back with your right foot. Hands come up and overhead. Let's exalt that warrior. Connect your left hand and left thigh, or left hand and lower back. Lift. Inhale back up through standing. Reach through your right hand to the front of you. Left hand to the back of you. Twist open. Breathe. When you're ready, hands find heart center. Begin to draw your right elbow outside your right knee. Breathe in and twist open. 2 more. All right, here we go. Last challenge. Core strength brings us back up to standing. Reach your hands out in front of you. Gaze through your fingertips. Load your weight into your left thigh. Lift your right leg up off the earth. Reach. Warrior 3. Breathe in and out. 1 more. And release that left foot, or that right foot, excuse me, back down to the earth. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Big step forward, chair pose. Release, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, soften, forward fold. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Find quality breath here. Breathe in and out. Breathe in and out. 1 more. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, release, forward fold. Use your hands to support you if you'd like, or come up high on toes. Coming to balancing Malasana. 1 more breath. Hands just in the terms of support, not for weight. And then maybe bring your right hand off to your right side so you can come down onto your right hip. And once again, we'll come to a seated pose. Find breath in. Find breath out. 1 more. Let your hands come by your hips just to support you gently. Extend your legs long in front of you. Give them a good shake and give them a good wave. They worked hard today. We're going to take a straddle. There's a lot of options in straddle. You decide your level of intensity by how far apart you move your legs. So some of you may be pretty far apart. Some of us are much more comfortable in a moderate. Either way, put your hands in front of you and kind of walk your tailbone out behind you. Find length through your spine. Breathe in. And as you exhale, gently walk your hands forward. You can come to rest on forearms if you'd like. You can stay upright. You find the place where there's pleasant challenge, but no pain, discomfort, or tingling. If it feels good, drop your head. Any ego that you're holding here, any expectations you have for yourself, let them go and just feel free to be free. Let anything that's available to you go that you can. And if you're not able to let it go, let it be. And then gently come back up to seated. 1 more time, we'll bring our legs into center. We'll give them a shake. We'll give them a wave. Inhale, hands up and overhead. Find all that length through your spine. We've moved our spine so many different directions today. Let that length shine and then hinge forward. Same story. You find that place where it's good for you, and then hands come to rest. You can place fists under your knees if that assists you. Whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, inhale back up to seated. We're going to use a C-shaped spine to get down onto our back. So extend your hands in front of you. Gently roll all the way through all vertebrae down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Let them fall wide by your ribs and extend your feet up towards the ceiling. You can grab on behind your thighs. If it feels good, your ankles or maybe the insides of your feet. Gently rock from side to side. And then draw your knees into your chest one more time. In the best act of self-love, curl up into the tiniest possible ball that you can. Breathe all the way in. And then we release to our most important pose, Shavasana. Feet extend down onto your mat. Let them fall open like a book. Take up space. Palms are up by your sides. Open and close your jaw. Take the pressure off of your back teeth. Eyes can stay shut down or softened with your gaze to the ceiling. I'm going to go silent for a moment to give you the space to just be. Let's invite movement into our body by wiggling our fingers. Take a nice deep breath in. Open your mouth, sigh it out. Invite movement into your fingers and toes. If it feels good, extend your hands up behind you into a full body stretch. Maybe rotate wrists and ankles. Draw your knees gently into your chest, and you're going to roll onto your right side. Let your biceps support your head. Pause here to find gratitude for whatever it is that brought you to your mat and brought you to this practice. And then either keeping your eyes shut down or your gaze soft, gently find your way to seated. Allow your hands to travel up and overhead as you fill up. Allow them to exhale down to heart center as you empty. We pause here to thank our most important teacher, the teacher within. Thumbs travel to our foreheads and fingers spread wide. The word namaste means that the light, the love, and the joy in me recognizes, honors, and celebrates the light, the love, and the joy in you. Thank you so much for coming today and participating in this practice. Until we meet again, namaste. And then we clap because we did a great job. So those thighs did a lot of work for you today. Make sure to stay hydrated, keep moving. When you get out of bed tomorrow, you may need a little extra second, and that's okay. Thank you so much for showing up and sharing your presence. Have a great day.